was in a car. And Max Kellerman and Brett Otomoto were talking. Heard the whole conversation. Max, who participated on ESPN's side of this weekend, was not assigned, right? Max is an employee of ESPN. You're well aware of Max Kellerman. First Take every morning. Incredible combat sports mindset. Incredible communicator in combat sports in general. Max was not assigned to this show. Max requested it. So Brett said, why? Max said, because it's such a massive historical fight. Talking about Derrick Lewis versus Cyril Gane. I turned my head. I got to hear this. This is a massive historical fight. What are you talking about? He said, guys, this is the fight that can change public's perception. And the public is not even aware that it could affect their perception. He went on to finish this thought. He said, if Cyril Gane destroys Derrick Lewis, if he beats Derrick, wins the title, remains undefeated, in conjunction with the rumors that are coming out of the camps that have Cyril and Francis sparring together, and many guys saying Cyril gets the best of Francis, it could be the first time that Francis goes into the fight as an underdog. If Francis goes into the fight as an underdog, that will be because perception of the viewer has changed. And Max brought in an example of Botha. Do you guys remember Botha? Big boxer, South African boxer, took on Mike Tyson. Mike knocks him out with one punch in the 5th round. But 3 of those rounds leading up to that, 4 had been completed. 3 of them were won by Botha, which is not what happens to Mike Tyson. Mike does not lose rounds and then come stick you. Mike destroys you from bell to bell. So Mike going into his next fight was the underdog. It never happened before. It had never happened before. But Botha showed the world something that the world had never seen, which is the example that Max was using, talking about prior to the fight between Cyril and Derrick as to why he wanted to be there. This is a fight that could change the public's perception, and the public is not aware of it. That was very powerful by Max Kellerman. I wish I would have had that to bring to you guys before the fight. And I said to Max when this whole thing was done, we were getting dropped off at the arena. I walk up to him later and said, hey, can I use that? Can I have what you just told Brett? Can I use that? He said, yeah. I said, all right, I will tell people that it was yours and that I got it from you. Because, you don't have to do that. Just say we were all talking. So I've said everything that happened, but those were Max's thoughts. But I identified them and I bring them to you guys because it's interesting. I don't know that I've ever looked at the sport quite the way that Max did. And this is a guy who's been to all of the major fights, all of them, ever, in his lifetime. Covered them. He wanted to be at this one because it had the power to change the public's perception without the public even knowing their perception was about to be changed.